Hey everybody, this is Paul at 12voltreview.com, and today we're looking at a little better radio. It's the Kenwood Excelon KDC-X397. This is the first in line of the Kenwood Excelon line that has has a 2-year warranty and a lot better enhanced features on the inside that we'll get to in here in a little while. And let's get the box open and see what this fancy radio looks like. Or fancier. Box is fancy. Alright, we got the remote. Of course, the installation screws, a lot of times you need them, a lot of times you don't. Wire harness, you need that. We got the warranty card, the manual, CD keys, and this is the first radio that actually comes with a cloth bag for the detachable face. All the other radios from the intro line of Kenwood don't come with this little neat little cloth bag. It even has Excelon on the tag out there. Pretty neat, like that. Alright, nothing else in the box except a bunch of air, styrofoam, plastic with holes in it. Come with it. Cover for the face to make it shiny, and this looks like a really nice radio for being the first one in line. And we'll get this thing mounted up. We'll see what's on the back. We got to mount my little rack here, and so let's see what we got on the back side of it. We got the, of course, FM antenna. Got your front, rear, and subwoofer preamps in that order: front, rear, sub. Over here we got the fuse, the power plug, plug-in, and you have the little DIN plug right here, which means it's a Sirius XM ready. You'll need an extra module, which runs about $100 or so, around $80 to $100. Plugs in here, goes to a little box, comes out. There's a little antenna that you put on the roof, and you can subscribe to satellite radio. I don't see anything else on the back of this radio, so I guess we'll turn this thing around, power it up, and see what it looks like. Alright, we got to power it up. Of course, as usual, that's to get the dim mode, so we're going to push the button in, dim mode off, goes to standby. Now this radio averages around 139, 129, 149, depends on where you buy it from. The first thing I noticed about this radio is it has a gloss black finish, whereas all the other entry-level Kenwoods have a flat black. So their higher end radio looks higher end. So I like the look of this radio. It's nice and shiny. It's still laid out like all the other radios. Got your source button, your CD. Got your eject button right here, which it's always going to be red. Your dust store for the USB and the aux input. Those are good. Presets, your display button, which cycles through clock, frequency, and clock again. Your channel changing, track changing buttons for this. You got your search button here, which searches if you have an iPhone or iPod plugged in here. You can use this search button to search your songs, or if it's in tuner mode, you can cycle between FM1, FM2, AM, FM1 again. So you can have up to 18 preset stations or 6 preset AM stations. We have your backup menu button as usual, and the iPod button, so you can actually switch over to hand mode and find songs through the radio. I mean, from the not the radio, the iPhone or iPod. And this also has changing colors, which is really nice. And let's go into the volume button. You're just pushing it straight in. There's no other way you can turn it. It just either turns or straight in. So when you first push it in, it goes to the function menu, and the first thing it asks is if you want to change the audio controls. We'll go into there. Got your subwoofer levels, which goes up to 15 to -15. You can set it however, whatever sounds best to you. Click that. Bass level, you can go into here, set your bass level however you like it. Mid, same thing as the bass. It's +8, -8 on all 3 settings. And you got your treble. Now I like mine cranked wide open, but sometimes too many highs is too much. We also have EQ Pro. We'll go into here. You got bass adjust. That's when you really start having, you can really dial in exactly how you want everything to sound. Bass center frequency. You can set to 80 hertz, 60 hertz, to 200 hertz. So it's from 60 to 200 hertz for your bass frequency. Back out of that. We also got bass level, which is, I guess you can actually go into. This is the bass, mid, and treble control with extra features built into it. So you can actually dial in how you want that bass frequency to sound. Bass Q factor. Usually, if you're just buying a radio to listen to it, you don't have to worry about all that. But you can dial it in. It has like from like 1 to 2.0 bass Q. Bass extend. Kind of makes it just get a little extra juice to it, I suppose. You got mids, the same thing in the mid. You got your mid center frequency, mid level, the mid Q factor, and back to the center frequency. So you can adjust exactly how you want the mids to sound like, not just bumping up the juice to it, or the gain, I guess. Treble, same thing. Treble center frequency. Treble level, which is bumping the gain up on the treble, and back to the center frequency. After this, back to the bass. Yeah, it just kind of just hits those three and back. So that's the EQ Pro. You can always hit up the manual to really read exactly how you want to work it. Preset EQs, natural, bass, subwoofer, powerful. This factory preset EQ settings. Bass boost kind of gives you a little oomph into the end of your, a little more oomph into your bass. Loudness, you got your loud and high, so it actually gives you extra gain to your volume. Balance is your stereo left to right, and fader is your front to back, so you can fade, balance to whatever speaker, or just leave the center, or you can make you the center of the vehicle, whatever. And subwoofer set, you can turn it off and on. So if you have bass, you can play it. If you come to a neighborhood where you just want to turn it off real quick, just turn it off. They'll turn off the outputs of the bass. Detail settings, you got high pass filter, low pass filter for the subwoofer, volume offset, and back again. And back to the subwoofer level controls. So we're back out of this menu and go to the next one, which is settings. You got sync mode. Sync mode, you got auto 1, auto 2, and manual. Auto 1 finds the next strongest station. Auto 2 goes to your presets, and this is just by hitting your channel, track, up and down track buttons, and it'll go through each one. And manual, it goes through each station one at a time. Let's see, we got auto memory. You can have the radio to automatically set the first 6 presets with the first 6 stations it finds. Mono set, usually we just leave that alone. In fact, I don't think I've ever had to mess with that setting, but it's there just in case you want to play with it. It's either off or on. Mono, all it does is give you a mono signal, whereas it'll be just like sound coming out all your speakers at once, not left or right stereo. Clock, go into here and change it by just changing the hours and minutes. Back out of here. Display and key, you can go into here, you can change the colors and the color select. You can just let it cycle through all the colors, or you can actually go to a certain color as you want. Let's say 22, which is kind of yellowish oranges. You have to kind of wait for it to kind of turn on those colors to make it just right. So I'm going to leave it on color 22. You got display dimmer, which dims the display. And it just dims just this part of it. Like if the display is too bright at night, you can turn it down. Text scroll, if the words and song is too long on the title, it'll scroll across the screen so you can finish reading who's singing to you. Key dimmer dims the keys. If these are too bright at night, you can actually dim them down two steps, I believe. Yeah. So this is off, down a little bit, down a little bit more. What else we got here? And back to color select. So that's all for the display and key menu. After that, back to the sync mode, auto memory, and mono set. So we're through with settings. And then of course this is the demo mode when you turn it off and on, and back to the audio control. And that's pretty much it for all the settings. Another thing about this radio, all Kenwood Excelon radios all have a 4-volt pre-out. So if you have bass and highs and stuff, those are going to be that much louder than they were before. You have a harder hitting bass, your highs will be cleaner. Yeah, this is if you're using amps and stuff. Most all other Kenwood radios have 2.5 volts, but this one almost doubles the power output coming out pre-out, so it gives a stronger signal into the amplifier. That way you have a stronger output coming out your amplifier. This radio, like I said before, is also a Sirius XM ready. If you have a iPhone or iPod with Pandora, it'll play that. You just got your thumbs up, thumbs down, and you track forward for that. The CD plays MP3s and WMAs. Got your shuffle and just repeat all after all of them. That's just presets. Get your pause play button for the USB, thumb drive, CD. And the iPod button, I don't know if I said about this, but if you plug your iPod in, the first thing it does is, of course, start charging your iPhone and iPod. And you can control your songs through the radio. If you press and hold down the iPod button just for a few seconds, it switches the control over to the iPhone or iPod. That way you can go and find that particular song that's not able to be found as easily. And as far as I can tell, that's pretty much it for this radio. I really do like the nice glossy black. It makes it look real sleek. You got a little bit of chrome here, and on the side of the button, I don't know if you can tell. I'll see if we turn it sideways here. There's a little bit of chrome on the sides of the buttons. The only thing I don't like is because since it's not, I don't know if it's metal, but like polished chrome plastic stuff, your fingers might slip. But if you're using the remote and stuff that comes with it, then you'll hardly ever touch your radio again. Because once everything's set on the radio, you just use your remote and never have to worry about touching the radio. Alright, this is got everything back in the box, everything. This is the Kenwood Excelon KDC-X397. Like I said, this is the first radio in the Excelon line. It has all Excelon equipment, speakers, amps, radios. They all have a 2-year warranty and a little bit better performance than their normal Kenwood line counterparts. Like this radio, like I said, averages around $120 to $140 in price, but that's not bad for a 2-year warranty on a radio that looks really nice and has upgraded insides. But like I said, you get the Pandora. If you have an Android, download the Kenwood Music Control app. But as for the features it has, I really like this radio. And I had some stars I looked across the screen. But anyway, this is Paul at 12voltview.com. I appreciate y'all watching, and hope y'all have a wonderful day, and please subscribe.